Well, unfortunately, it looks great on that side, but what I hoped wouldn't happen did happen. Obviously, melting of stainless is a bit hotter than what the Cerakote can take, which is kind of unfortunate, but I think I can repair this by just basically taking it back down to be repainted, which really sucks, but I definitely have enough material to do it. But I think that looks so cool. I wish it just worked out a little better. Okay, boys and girls, we're about to start this thing hopefully. So one of the first things I have to do is fill the car with oil. And whenever you do a fresh engine build, it's pretty much critical that you run break-in or run-in oil for at least the first 100 miles. So that's what this is. I just picked this up. This was recommended to me. But as soon as you're done with that, it's pretty much critical for the rest of the life of the vehicle or the engine that you run a good quality oil. So this oil is from FCPEuro. It's the liquid moly SAE 10W40, which is what was recommended for this S52. This is exactly how you get it. You get 7 quarts and a filter, and I think it comes out to 60, 70 bucks or something. The reason I went with FCPEuro to get this liquid moly is because FCPEuro will cover this under their lifetime parts guarantee that they cover everything under. So as soon as the oil is ready to be changed, you drain it back into the original containers and you put this filter back in the filter, and then you bag it up and you ship it back to FCP, and they'll send you another set of oil and you don't have to buy it every time. So it's a really cool, not that well-known thing about SCP that I really like that they do. It's just customer service, customer service. So this will be going in as soon as this is finished. Time has come to try and start this up. So I'll remind you that I'm running the VEMS ECU. You guys can see that in an older style video where I talk about its features and such. But in order to run this ECU, I have to do some things first. We're going to install the wideband that comes with the ECU, the integrated one, which is super nice. We're going to probably run a vacuum line to the VEMS manifold air pressure, and then there's a connector and some other things, and then connect it to main power. Then we'll go back there and put a battery in there and hopefully turn the ignition on and see power at the ECU. Got my laptop here to connect to it so we can make sure everything is Gucci. So, see that green in there? That's oil that made it through the turbo feed, so we are good to go. I can put the plugs back in and torque them down. We know that the oil pump is circulating oil. Give it a start without everything exploding, catching fire. What's going on with that radiator? Do you see that? It's shaking or what? Yeah, it's kind of concerning. I guess it's just because it's touching on that side. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure you weren't going to damage the
shit burns off in fresh exhaust.
A Serica too, and
Yeah.
all that nonsense. Not bad, dude. It's obviously running way out of fuel though.
Yeah, it's really lean. You can tell when you're trying to rev it. But you don't have a wideband yet, do you? Is that in here? Okay, no.
I do, we could check it. I just didn't even bother running a log.
Yeah, no, I mean, you don't need to yet.
Just wanted to get a little bit of rev through it. But that is cool. Well, that is the startup of the second build that I've done and the first engine that I have built. Now, that was kind of nerve-wracking. There were some issues that happened with it, like we ended up having some oil leaks in the Vanos line that was feeding the turbo, and then I had some wiring issues that were completely of my own fault during the install, not the actual wiring. So that video of me wiring up that harness is still pretty good and pretty accurate. It was just I had things flipped around and different missing grounds and just little stuff. I think I put it in a hurry, put it in 6 months ago, and then just kind of tried to start it now, forgot what I had and hadn't done. Now, that was really awesome. My buddy Matt helped me do a lot of that, and it was pretty exciting to hear that S52 start up. The only thing that I need to do now, as far as the engine goes, is install some insulation, some heat wrap and everything to try and keep the heat in the bay down, wrap the downpipe and all that. And then I can work on the exhaust, I can work on the roll cage, I can work on the body kit and all that stuff. So the wrap should be here in a couple of days. When it gets here, I'll put it on and finish out this video. All right, so to move on, with all the turbo stuff installed, everything looks pretty good. The downpipe and everything is looking good. I got an order from PTP on some heat wrap, their lava wrap, and a custom hot side shield. So this is like the heat shielding that goes on the turbo itself, and this one has a cutout that I just did some measurements for the actual wastegate. It's already there. And then I got a little itty bitty wastegate guy here. So all of this together, we're gonna put it on the turbo system, the wastegate piping, and the wastegate itself, and just try to keep some of the heat out of this engine bay. Okay, gentlemen, looking how this turned out, I'm extremely happy. I think it looks super freaking clean. Look at that. It's a little dusty, but it looks great. Everything's nice and tight. Hopefully it'll hold up to a bunch of heat cycles and everything. But engine bay is looking great. Everything's pretty much mocked up, good to go. Fluids are good, car runs. So that's pretty much it for this episode. Exhaust is coming soon, but the downpipe and everything up here is good, so I can actually drive this around. And I'm pretty happy with the way it's turning out so far. But thanks for watching, you guys. Stay tuned for more. We're getting real close, real close. Check out PTP. I'll put links in the description. Check out FCP. Put links in the description as well. But boy, oh boy, here we go. Peace.
There goes a sight from my soul.